Hello everyone, this is Michael. I'm playing Hungry Centipede, a Demir milling deck that I've brewed for Cheap as Chips, my budget modern series on magicgatheringstrat.com. This particular hand is not very interesting, but let's just keep it. 2 land, 2 Tome Scours. Not great. The idea with this deck is it has the tried and true Duskmantle Guildmage Mind Crank combo, and then the alternate win condition is to drop one of these enormous guys on the battlefield and then either attack with him or sort of fling him with a card called Essence Harvest. Let me start paying attention to the game here. Is it my turn yet? Oh man, well, you don't really need 2 of them. Or you shouldn't need 2 of them. Maybe you do. But they're 5 mana each, so they are a long way off. And this guy... Oh, man. Okay. Let's just see. The sideboard for this deck is kind of an alternate way of playing it, where you mill yourself and then use delve creatures. So if this guy is... I'm trying to remember to what extent this... deck uses its graveyard. If sometimes by dumping stuff into people's graveyards, you are of course helping them and not hurting them, but not with this guy, I don't think. Let me see here. So we have nothing useful after this, so we are going to now hopefully draw into a Duskmantle Guildmage or a Jace's Phantasm, which would come down now as a 5/5. That would be nice. Otherwise, we are looking at a fistful of cards down here that is not of any use to us in the short run. And still. So I'm kind of mixed feelings about the deck here. Hungry Centipede. This guy looks kind of centipede-ish to me. And that's because it's not hugely interactive. A lot of times you're just waiting for your Guildmage and Mind Crank to go off, which if you're lucky is sort of turn 4 earliest or turn 5. And in the meantime, they're doing what they want to do, you're doing what you want to do. Not much interaction happening. And that's not so great. It is fun though to drop, like that's 12/12 already. If we do get to drop it onto the battlefield, it's going to be pretty huge. Let's see here, so I can mill him a bit more here, I suppose. The goal of it's a milling deck, but the goal is not to mill out your opponent. You certainly can, and if you get Consuming Aberration down, he has this cast a spell, reveal cards until he hits a land card. That can mill someone out, but that's not really the goal of the deck. The goal is to just pack their graveyard with their cards to boost your Consuming Aberration or your white of Precinct 6. And I also have Bone Horde in the sideboard. And then of course there's the Duskmantle Guildmage Mind Crank. Sort of infinite mill 1 damage combo. There's part of it, and that by itself is not going to do... Oh, why didn't I play that? I'm not paying attention. That was the time to play a Consuming Aberration right there. You finally wait till you get to your 5 mana, and then you play something that's not going to help you. Alright, well done. Okay, let's get rid of... well, I don't even care about that guy, actually. I suppose I could get rid of him. Yeah, I can do it another time. We might sacrifice this dude soon anyway. I just gave this guy a turn. That's not the way to play. But his deck is going to have, let's see what he's got, bolts, but he's also has, he can bounce it if he can't just remand it. I mean, whether I get this thing on the battlefield or not is a bit iffy. And even then, getting down a huge guy, most decks do have some sort of blocker, removal, whatever. That's why I have the Essence Harvest in there, because if there's blockers up, the fact that this guy's huge is kind of irrelevant. The Essence Harvest is sort of a fling. And there's also a card, I just took it out, it's not in the deck right now, it's called Rite of Consumption, which is also, Essence Harvest, you don't actually sacrifice the creature, it sticks around. Rite of Consumption, you do sacrifice the creature, and then fling it. And there we go, he's got a remand, okay. And I will... no, that's all I'm going to be doing for now. I think he's got to be about ready to go off. Just a Snapcaster. And what's he going to pull back? He's going to pull back a Remand if he's... or a Cryptic... oh, is it Charm? He needs cards, I guess. Most likely looking for more counter spells, but he could have pulled one of those back. I guess he doesn't need it now, sorry. You've got to cast it right away, excuse me. It doesn't go into your hand, you got to cast it. Well, we try again, or we do something else entirely. But sadly I have no... oh, I could just get him down. Is that more realistic? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm missing a land to be able to both mill. So when you get this guy down, you need 3 to activate the first ability, and that's going to be the infinite combo. But you do need a way to either do a point of damage and I've got 4. If I had 5, I could put them both down. Do I use the extra mana here to chop his one of his guys? Maybe I do. How much mana am I going to need for that? That's 4. Oh, sorry. There we go. Is he going to... yeah, okay. That's life. Can he bring this to an end yet? I don't think so. Oh, there we go. Yes, I think he can. Does he have his land tricks card? Yes, he does. So we are done. I was at least a turn too slow. And I gave him a turn with the... I think he had the counter spell for it anyway, though. Okay. Alright, let's just go to the next game. Now, we could run that as is, or I could just switch it up just so you could see... oh, and he's quit. Okay, well, let's just jump, see if we can jump straight to another game, shall we? Hopefully this won't take too long. I'll do one more. I'll do the first duel, and then kind of, unless I get out of this game quick, in the second duel maybe I'll run it with the alternate strategy, which is actually you mill yourself so that you can quickly get your delve guys onto the battlefield. And that's just an alternate approach. And I guess that'll depend a little bit on what I see here, but I'll do that for the second duel just as, I should say hello. I should be more polite. There we go. And this looks okay. And what am I going to do? I think we will then... the Halimar Depths would have been nice, but let's just see what we're looking at in this deck. Okay. This is a deck that a lot of my decks have a wee bit of trouble with. Pretty strong. Let's see. This is totally different than the other decks. Most of the other decks I've brewed for my series so far have been your kind of win with weenies, get the weenies out there, try to boost them, whether it's with counters or whatever. This is definitely a different beast, different type of approach. Be overly surprised if this guy dies, but then that'll boost the white by a little bit more. Oh, it's just your opponents. No, it won't. It's the Bone Horde that's gets the boost for all creature cards. And there's the Remand. I'm in trouble. And I need to see another creature or two. There's one. So we'll get this guy down. He's going to be what? He's going to be a 3/3. Oh, does this count as a creature? No. 3/3, okay. Well, potentially it'll hold that guy off, but we are just a lightning bolt away from pain and misery. And I did not manage to get card draw into this deck, which is a huge problem. So I think I've probably built this wrong. I may jump back into rebuilding the deck slightly before I get the article up, just because amongst the problems I have with the version I've built here is a lack of card draw. And I may try to find a solution for that. Because I either have the perfect hand to get the milling going, or I don't, and drawing into it is obviously just tough to do. It's coming up on turn 5 and I don't have what I need. Oh, I sort of have what I need right now. Let us go and see what else is out there. Alright. The memory sluice is what I need the most there. So next turn we can play the Mind Crank, put down a land, do the 3 to get that going, and do the Memory Sleuth. So we have the win next turn, but no we don't, because of course this guy has solutions. That's 2 remands, plus he's got the Cryptic Command. Plus he can just Electrolyze or Bolt this thing at any moment. So he's got 3 cards in his hand. He's going to have to pretty much just have no solutions for this to work, but you never know, I suppose. Is he thinking about dealing with this? You most definitely should get rid of that, sir. And he may still do that. He's got to have some kind of counter in there. That's going to be the remand, I would imagine. Or just exile it. What's he doing? Oh, the bolts. Okay, fair enough. Now, can I still activate that ability? I don't think I can. I don't think this is going to work, but if I do this and put that on the stack, and then get that down, and then do this, I think the Dusk Mantle has to be there, right? Oh, no, there it is. That's still the win, isn't it? I do believe so. There we go. Alright, now, that was pretty close. That was interesting. Should I switch it up just for demonstration purposes? I think I want to see if I can beat this guy with the deck as is, and then I'll play another game where I bring in the Delve guys. How about that? Now, what do I need here though? Nothing. I'm going to run it as is and just see if I can have, because that wasn't even, you know, a particularly brilliant draw. I mean, I guess anytime you draw into the Guild Mage and the Mind Crank, you can consider it a good draw. But let's see if we can have fun with a white or the Consuming Aberration. And I do hope this is recording. It seems to be, because I want to have evidence of that fun Mind Crank move at the last bit with when your creature's being bolted. In the past, my mic level has been very low. Let me know if the mic level is high enough now. I know it wasn't before. I'm not using the world's best or most high-end microphone. but I should eventually be able to get it to a respectable audio quality. It has not been there so far. I turned up the boost a little bit. That's obviously a mulligan. On this I will keep the crab and the tome scour. This crab has been a useful guy. I've played about, yesterday I played about 3 or 4 games, I think, just testing out the deck, and the crab seemed to be useful in most of those games. So there are, let me do my play, let's see here. There are really 3 cards in black that are good with this guy. So there's the Rite of Consumption. You sacrifice it and it does damage equal to its power and you gain the life. Essence Harvest, and then there's also Dying Wish, which is not in the deck. It was another card that I tested a couple times but then pulled out. It enchants the creature, and then when the creature dies, it does damage to the opponent equal to the power, and you gain life equal to the power. So it's kind of like no one wants to kill your Consuming Aberration because then they're going to lose, but they can also just put down blockers, and so it doesn't really end the game. It just means they can't touch your Consuming Aberration, but as long as they have blockers, it's still not really doing you any good. So I pulled that one out, and currently I only have Essence Harvest in the deck. And that's... I want to get, let's see, a crab would be good, but getting another Tome Scour means that I can, well, he's got hexproof, so it doesn't matter. Let's just put a crab down. And with this guy now, getting out to 5 mana to play that Consuming Aberration is going to be a challenge. The angels that is pushed down, they must be flying. Yeah, they're flying. So this guy's just going to end the game real quick, unless I can eventually somehow deal with it. I thought about putting Ether Eyes in this deck, and I might just do that, because then you've got some a real defense. You can get out to sort of turn 4 or 5 if you make it there, and throw all your cards back up into your opponent's hand, then play your Consuming Aberration. That might work. But as it is right now, oh, and we are just in a world of hurt here. Wow. Come on now, what just happened? Oh, that's not an instant. My bad. Did I just mess up? How did that happen? Let's do this one then. That was stupid. And I shouldn't be rushing things like that. Sunday afternoon, no reason to rush. Except for the fact that I'm about to die, I suppose. he's most likely, I mean, there's nothing here that threatens him except the removal. And is it time to block yet? I mean, what does it really matter? It's a 2-turn clock anyway, right? So, we are done. Okay. That one didn't go so smoothly, did it? I am going to switch it up here then. Just for fun. I haven't really done this yet, so let's just see what we'll bring in. We will bring in this Scob dude. We will bring in all of the Delve guys. Do we need to kill? No. Bone Horde. Yes. Essence Harvest out. Consuming Aberration mostly out. These guys grow based on his. That's just going to be a 2/2. Opponent's graveyards. Which one is worth keeping? I'm going to keep the Jace's Phantasm. No, I don't. Maybe not all of them. I keep 2. And we are going to take out all of these dudes. We're at 62 now. Take out a Mind Crank. No, I know what we want to do. We want to take out the crabs. There we go. This is a total experiment. I'm going to most likely make mistakes. I have not played with this yet. So the idea is... No, well... No. The idea right now is that nothing is really going on here for that strategy, but let's just keep it because we have 2 creatures and some land. I'm going to expect him to bolt this anyway, so... This doesn't grow except for what's in his graveyard. But I suspect he'll just bolt it out of the fact that he thinks I'm going to be building up his graveyard pretty fast. Or he doesn't care. Because it's a 1/1 right now. Oh! Oh, misclick. Misclick. Damn. Such is life. Yeah, and he does. There we go. There's that. That would have been better as the Halimar so that I could order things properly. I'm just having a great day at the Magic table in terms of my decision making. As well as rushing through my turn and missing key plays. And it's on video for you guys to watch. Such is life. this thing is just a card of death. Let us see what we have coming up. That might help us to make a decision about whether to use that memory sluice and put it into our graveyard or not. And I need to do this. We want these in our hand. So we just try again with this. Nice practice. Yeah. Yes. We're dead so fast with this guy. How fast can we get the Dust Mantle move online here? I guess it's going to be 1-2 turns. Is that going to be enough? It could be if he's got 0 solutions in his hand, but what are the odds of that? He's got all his mana up. Well, we try the white first. He knows not to care about that. And then we try this. And he knows to counter that. And I just don't believe I have any answer here for the Geist. Obviously, I should have brought in the Geth's Verdict. I only have 2 of them, though, so I thought I would focus more on trying to get my strategy going, but my strategy was just not really up to par. There's, I suppose, a 1 in a million chance we would get a... No, I don't even have enough creatures in the graveyard to cast him. And that is the Scob. So we are basically just done. This is truly an act of desperation. And he's not even going to allow that. Oh, he's going to just make sure nothing funny happens by doing that, okay. Nothing. Alright, well that certainly didn't work. And the promise of the first game did not, alas. He's wondering what the heck are you doing. Lucky draws. I'm trying something new. That is not working. Alright, well. He's wondering what is the new. I'm practicing the whole deck. He seems he's new with, he's got quite the deck to practice with. Alright, what are we waiting for here? Still chatting. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll try another game in just a minute here.